Hey guys, this is Nick with Sematics. Welcome to video number 2 in our melody course here. We're going to be continuing with this thing that I created, this little idea. I'm going to rename this layer. And I mentioned a little bit of processing should be coming this way. Before I do anything sophisticated, I heard a little bit of weird low end in this melody here. You can see it. Sometimes it overacts, and like there's a whole thing of its own. Okay. The way I like to do things occasionally is I like to record stuff to audio. So the way I do it typically is to set up a resampling channel, or you can just bounce it in place if you're in any other DAW. But all this does is simply record the master output. And what we're gonna do is, like, basically my reasoning is right now is that I'm just going to recontextualize this thing without it getting too stale, so I can always kind of give myself a new starting point, basically, and always have something new to work off of. And also the melody is a bit sharp. It's a bit like sharp sounding to my ear, and a bit too dominant. And when you try to like transpose things up and down, they tend to sort of smudge the actual sounds in a way that might be pleasing. It can kind of make them a little bit less focused or blurry, and that might be, you know, good generally for sounds that are very static and clean. So for instance, if this is on Complex, let's say I put it on Complex Pro, and I transpose this down. Okay. It's pretty high. Okay, I like that middle part, this note here. Maybe try this. So after that, what you can also do is reverse it. Because this is going to be sick, because the original Atmosphere patch is a reversed sound. So it's going to be reversed back to normal. And you can kind of hear it there. You can kind of hear the guitar there. You can kind of hear some funny stuff going on there. And that's kind of what I kind of try to do for myself, is just keep it fresh. Maybe find something else. Now at this point, what I can typically do is I load up a Simpler in Ableton, and I throw this in, and then I'm going to click Warp, and then we're going to go to Slice, and then we will select Slice by beat, and then playback we'll just keep mono, and then make the division something like, yeah, a quarter note I guess is fine. And what this does is now you can play it. It's cool. And you can play it like it's a keyboard, and you can also actually transpose and stuff, and do a lot of interesting things from within Simpler. Or like Slicer or whatever, and like an FL, it's like Slice X, I guess, or Slicer. Does the same sort of thing. And all this does is kind of just, again, rearrange and recontextualize the loop. And it might take you a while to find like a sequence of notes and stuff that might sound cool to you. But, and this doesn't always work. I mean, it's not always, you're going to find a good rearrangement. But I find that this is a pretty good method of like breaking out of like a mold of a melody. So like, I can totally hear the melody sort of wrapping around this same chord, like here somewhere. Just gonna bring this up so I have more space to work with here. And then we can end it a different way. Yeah, maybe do it like this. Something like that. And it sounds a bit awkward right now, but we're gonna try and fix that. I can also just stretch this out and then shorten the loop in half. The length of the note. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so now there's like clicking and stuff, which is obviously unpleasant. There's a few ways to deal with that in live. You can try the fade in. That'll deal with some of them, but also increasing the fade out. It'll give you that choppy sort of sound. So right now this sounds interesting, but it's a bit too fast and too highly pitched. So I think like I think this might sound cooler like at a 130, like a slower tempo. So let's try that. Now you can kind of hear that. Then we can add some layers later in another video, but I'm already hearing some new stuff. So I want this to change more. Maybe. Ooh, that's cool too. Alright, that's interesting. And then we just pitch this down. Okay, maybe at the end here. I kind of want to end on this top note. With maybe we can put this note instead of this one. No. And then I needed to go back. Maybe here? That's interesting, I guess. That's fine. A bit too low, the chords are a bit too low there. Yeah, I think I'm cool with this actually. That's fine. Yeah, I like that better. It's a bit more natural. Yeah, it's cool. And the fact that there are clicks and stuff in there that are still there, I'm okay with it. Because it's all going to get covered up later in other sounds and stuff. And through processing, you'll sort of get rid of it. But also, I don't really mind it. You know what I mean? So I duplicated this over just to play around a little bit. Sometimes I try to like multiply stuff times 2. Because that'll just stretch the entire thing out. And you'll hear... This is cool too. And you'll notice like all the notes are like wrong now or different. Maybe we can try like transposing it. kind of like this, this note. This note is cool, right? So I'm gonna do something that I don't usually do. And this is good because I'm always kind of coming up with new ways of hopefully making music. So this is interesting. That I'm gonna take one sampler or simpler, which is like doubled in time, and one which is short. And I'm going to just kind of use a note from this one to replace a note from this one, because I like how this one in particular sounds, if that makes any sense. So like, so I might keep this top one here. So it's this one. It's actually quite a cool sound. Let me see if I can do anything else with it. So now I'm just gonna... You can also combine them obviously polyphonically like I'm doing here, but I'm not really gonna do that. First thing I'll do, by the way, is just like move this over so I don't delete the original sequence. Oops. So what if we delete this for a sec? So the note we deleted, I think this one. And I'm just going to delete all these notes because they're just going to be coming in and out occasionally and not playing through the whole thing. Oops. Right. What if we played at the beginning? Oops, let me go back to the original. It's good. Like I have it saved. Otherwise I would not have reconstructed it, I don't think. Trying to find a note that connects these two together, these two phrases. That's cool too, actually. So this all seems like tedious and insane, but for some reason it's just I obsess over these kinds of things once in a while. Okay, so that's interesting. I want something a bit lighter on that second note. That's fine too. we... Oops. And now I'm gonna duplicate this over. Cool. So maybe instead of this third note, I'll find something here to plug in this gap from the longer version. So you can hear they're texturally different because they're like extremely stretched. So I want something from this chord. Okay, there you go. That's a bit more logical to me. Maybe we can add something to layer on top of this note from this bottom note. So it'd be here. That's cool. There we go, that's cool. Actually no, because I kinda like how it goes back lower. Because here it went... It's pretty high here. And I like how it goes low here. So I'm gonna record this again to audio. And just for good measure, I'll record the original sequence as well. Cool. Alright, so we'll rename this to like sequence 1. This one we'll rename sequence 2. Yeah, and we're gonna just, I guess, collapse these, mute them, and everything is gonna be muted. And yeah, this is gonna be our new stepping stone towards a new melody. We'll be building on top of this a little bit. You can also leave it here if you want, but I think we can add a couple more things and process it a bit. But yeah, that'll be it for this video. Hope you guys learned something about the kind of audio recording process that I employ here. And thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.